On top of doing stand-up comedy, I also work with kids, like at a school. Yeah, I do, man. And they know that I'm there, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's fucked up. I don't know if anyone here has kids, man, but kids say some pretty fucked up things sometimes, you know? Like, I was working with like a young kid, right? So I do young kids and old kids. Oh, I don't do them, but like, you know what I mean? Like, I work with them. And then the one kid asked me, he was like, hey, is a pedophile a secret handshake? That's what he said to me. I don't know what to do with this, man. I go in the back to my fucking screaming laughter for like 20 minutes. Not even enough time, by the way. I need probably half an hour in there. And I go back and I was like, oh, they don't pay me enough money to teach the kids this stuff, right? So I was like, here's what we're gonna do. Like, pedophiles are not cool, handshakes are cool. That was my solution. I don't know, like, if anyone has any guy there, you know? So we did the handshakes, and it's the end of the day. One of the kids asked me, could you do the handshake before you go? I was like, fucking right, bud, let's do this, right? So we're going in for it, and then he backs off the last second. He's like, psych, you're not cool, pedophile, pedophile, pedophile. In front of all the parents, you know? He thought he was calling me not cool. In actual fact, he's calling me a pedophile? And I didn't know what to do. I just looked at it in front of everyone and I was like, hey, that wasn't a part of our deal, so... Fucked up, man. I guess you guys can probably tell by now I'm not from here. Yeah, I'm not from Toronto, man. It's yeah, fucking culture shock, man. I do a lot of, I'm from Napanee, Ontario, man, and I do a lot of weird shows, man. A few weeks ago I was hosting a show and there's these ladies there and they weren't having a good time, not because of me, of course. And they were leaving the club and on their way out they're like, yeah, like this show sucked, and by the way, I think the host had a learning disability. Is what they said about me, you know? Okay. You guys just got it. I thought maybe you guys had a disability. But what was crazy, one of my buddies told me that when he did, I was eating ice cream that started fucking melting right on my hand. And I was like, yo, low-key, I gotta be really careful how I eat this thing right now. Like, you know, like, I can't come back to all my boys with ice cream dripping down my face like, I don't have a learning disability, Jedi, you know? So I went back in the parlor and I'm grabbing a spoon. Now I'm eating ice cream with the spoon on a cone. You ever try so hard to look normal, you look like a fucking serial killer? It's tough too, man. Like I was on the streetcar recently. I saw a family there from India, and I know they're from India because I heard them say it. I wasn't jumping to conclusions. And, no, it's 2020 now. There's a lot of them, man. There's like fucking like 12, and well, there was, and they thought you could pay streetcar with the credit card, and you can't, right? So then these fare inspectors came on, and they approached them, they're like, "Where's your fare?" They start apologizing. Then these fare inspectors go like opposite racism, like backhanded, right? They start going like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry for doing our job. You know, we're gonna learn from this." I'm like, "What the fuck?" And then they look at me like, "Where's your fare?" And I was like, I'm with them. Like, I'm part of their family, so it's 2020, man. You can't say shit. But I was getting some weird fucking looks, I'll tell you that, man. So, but yeah, being from Napanee, man. So it's weird, like we don't have like DJs or clubs or anything. We have a bar that's only open on Friday nights, all right? And on our dance floor, we just have a TV playing the Weather Network. I swear to God, man, Queen's Tavern, Napanee, telling Ricky sent ya. But and I don't feel the same sense of community here in Toronto that I do in Napanee, man. Like, where I'm from, man, people just go watch Pee Wee hockey games. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to have a kid on the team. You know what I mean? We had this one guy named George Beatty, bro. He'd show up to every single fucking game, man. He'd be like, "Come on, Napanee, come on, Napanee." And sometimes it'd be two house league teams playing against each other. You're like, I don't even know what team you're cheering for. Like the Home Hardware, the Giant Tiger, you know? Fucking weird, man. So a few months ago, I'm at Hyde Park with my buddy, and we're saucing a few beers on a Tuesday. What are you gonna do? Fucking work? You know what I mean? And I guess we got within like 100 feet of like a Pee Wee soccer game, and then some concerned soccer mom comes out with like two others on each side, and she's like, "Excuse me, do you know any of the kids here?" And we're like, "Fuck no." And she's like, "Well, you can't be here. This is our land." I was like, "Technically it's the natives, but that's okay." And I'm sorry, but if you're 45 years old and a Pee-wee soccer game is like your private event, you're a fucking loser, straight up. So my buddy tries grabbing a beer and saucing her cheers, right? He's like, yo, we just want to watch the game, man. He's like, by the way, that number 9 looks really good. That's what he said. And I explained to her he meant like good, like towel-wise, like not like delicious or anything like that, you know? Alright, yeah. I know, there's the line right there. Alright. So I lived in Ottawa before I moved to Toronto, and I actually auditioned to be a mascot of the Ottawa Red Blacks, and I don't see any 96-year-old dudes here, so I don't think we have CFL fans in the audience, but for anyone who doesn't know, their mascot is a fucking lumberjack. And so my audition / interview, I guess, was me putting this thing on with an axe, and they just started giving me scenarios. So then they asked me, they're like, what would you do if you saw, like, beautiful ladies? And so I grabbed the girl's hand, I spanned her around like she was a ballerina, you know, and then I pretended to slap ass with the axe. And then they're like, well, this fucking audition's over. And I was like, fair enough, you know, like, but I started thinking about it, it'd be kind of funny if, like, a mascot fucked up really badly, you know what I mean? Like, imagine if one just, like, punched a kid or something like that. And I'm not saying hate a kid, I'm just saying the cops would have to arrest it, you know what I mean? They'd be like a bear on the ground, like, googly eyes and a tongue sticking out. That's not funny to anybody, you know? And the team would have to get a new mascot too. You can't bring that fucking thing next game, right? Like, just trying to hand popcorn to the kids, be like, I'm a changed bear now, you know? Just trying to think about, I'm an uncle now, you know, and I got a niece, and I was kind of wondering, you know, kids, they're very vulnerable creatures, you know what I mean? And I started thinking about, you know, like, what's a clown to a kid, you know? Like, is it fun or is it creepy? I don't know. I sort of think it's the kids' call a little bit, but what I find myself doing now is I judge kids based on how they respond to clowns. Like, if they're happy when they see a clown, I'm like, you got great life, bud, you know? Like, you guys probably say grace before every meal, you know? But if I see a kid screaming and crying when he sees a clown, I'm like, you're fucked, bud. Straight up. Your parents smoke darts in the house, you know? Your dad throws the relatives at family reunions, you know? Alright, man, you guys have been a fucking hoot, man. If you like what you saw tonight, check me out here, February 27th. I'm doing a hockey show here, courtesy of Puff Mama. Give her a round of applause. Fucking